ever-changing welterweight division, another page is turned tonight as longtime contender Josh Koscheck meets up with a returning knockout artist determined to shake things up in ruthless Robbie Lawler.
I need to come in and make a statement to show that Josh Koscheck's back. I'm going to come in and I'm going to dominate him. I'm going to spoil Robbie Lawler's return to the UFC.
It's good to be back in the UFC. I'm looking to make my mark and knock people out.
When Robbie Lawler entered the UFC in 2002 as an unbeaten prodigy, many expected him to be MMA's Mike Tyson. And that's what he was until he hit a rough patch in his career. But tonight, after a successful run outside of the octagon, Ruthless is back.
The key to winning is just stuffing some takedowns and putting my hands on him. Knocking out Josh Koscheck would be a huge statement.
One of the 170-pound division's elder statesmen, Josh Koscheck has been fighting and beating the best in the octagon since 2005. But at 35, the former NCAA wrestling champion is far from finished, and he wants to spoil Lawler's return tonight.
The key to winning this fight is fighting smart and being aggressive as hell and coming in and putting Josh Koscheck on him. Making this thing a fight.
When we first met Robbie Lawler back in 2002, he was 20 years old and fighting, of course, at 170 pounds. At that time, Joe, with his vicious power, many believed he was going to be the Mike Tyson of the UFC. Now Robbie Lawler is 31 years old, and the southpaw not only returns to the octagon tonight, but returns to 185.
You mean to 170?
To 170, yes.
Yeah, that is the weight class I feel like is best for his frame. He can get away with 185 against some fighters, but against the elite of the elite, you really need to be in the right weight class. 170 is the right weight class for Robbie. Robbie has become a true veteran fighter, but if you look at his career, the struggles that he's had have been with grapplers, and that's one of the things that makes this fight so interesting. But those struggles have mostly been at 185 in Strikeforce. He had some vicious knockout successes at 185, though. Melvin Manhoef is a perfect example of the type of destruction that Robbie Lawler can deliver. He was losing that fight until he launched a vicious haymaker and took out the Dutch striker. He also knocked out Matt Lindland, who's also a formidable 185-pounder. So at 185, Robbie Lawler was having some knockout success. At 170, I think he's going to be able to stop a lot more takedowns and impose his physicality more.
His 3 stoppages in Strikeforce at 333, 50, and 148 of the first round. Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Josh Koscheck from the Ultimate Fighter Season 1 in 2005. Tonight will be his 22nd UFC fight. Tito Ortiz is #1 all-time at 27, then Matt Hughes at 25, Randy Couture 24, Chuck Liddell at 23, Koscheck, and BJ Penn at 22.
And he's coming off of a very, very close split decision loss to one of the most dangerous guys in the game, Johnny Hendricks. It's been a while since we've seen Josh Koscheck, since last May. So that's something to consider as he steps into the octagon, whether or not there'll be a bit of ring rust. But make no mistake about it, Josh Koscheck is out to make a statement tonight.
Slowed by a back injury since that fight at the Meadowlands back in May of 2012. Of course, he was out for a while after the title fight against George St. Pierre. 19 victories overall, 15 of those in the octagon. A wrestler since age 4. And he knows he is in need of a definitive win. Josh Koscheck, now 35 years old, training at his own The Throne Base Camp in Fresno, California. This is a classic matchup to get things started on pay-per-view. Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Zenergy, powered by Zions, the great tasting, sugar-free, zero-calorie energy drink, the official energy drink of the UFC. Koscheck, the 8th-ranked contender at 174 years, the elder of ruthless Robbie Lawler. Everything else is virtually identical. To get things started, here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California for UFC 157. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 19 wins, 9 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, ruthless Robbie Lawler. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record, 19 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Fresno, California, Josh Koscheck. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee, as we get things underway. Live on pay-per-view, UFC 157, the beautiful Ariani, the lovely Brittany, our entire crew back in Orange County.
Ready. Let's do it.
Here we go. Lawler, the southpaw. Koscheck comes out quickly. Throws the kick. A slip.
Well, he went to fake. He faked the takedown, and Robbie bought it.
Koscheck looking for the takedown. Here he gets it.
One of the best wrestlers in MMA.
Absolutely. 4-time Division I All-American. Now, Lawler has trained his entire life with wrestlers. Well, let's see if he can control Koscheck as this fight continues.
Robbie spent a lot of time in American Top Team preparing for this fight.
Don't
And
hit
he
the back
had
of
to
the head.
know that there was a good potential of him getting stuck on his back. So let's see. Oh, wow, he's trying to butterfly sweep here. And Robbie gets back up to his feet. Outstanding. But Josh Koscheck still got a hold of the head and arm here.
Lawler, an old-school Milicic fighter with the great wrestlers, including the Hall of Famer Matt Hughes. Then he spent time at Power MMA in Gilbert, Arizona, with the likes of Ryan Bader and Aaron Simpson, C.B. Dalloway.
Josh is bleeding out of his nose. I don't know what caused that, but it's something to keep an eye on.
Might have been in that exchange as Lawler looked to stand up. Remember the damage to the orbital bone in the GSP fight.
So far, Robbie's doing a very good job. Almost hitting that butterfly sweep, getting back up to his feet. Josh is still locked onto him like a pit bull. But keep an eye on the butterflies. The butterflies are the insteps attached to the inner thigh of Josh Koscheck. And that's what Robbie Lawler is using to elevate the hips of Josh Koscheck and try to get him off of him. See him here, how he's lifting that left leg of Koscheck's up in the air? But to Josh's credit, he's staying heavy on him here. Josh trying to take his back. He's got one hook. Robbie needs to keep those arms away from his chin.
Robbie had said for a long time, Joe, after all the 8 fights at 185 in Strikeforce, that he was hoping, he was planning on a return to the Octagon, and that's when he would go back to 170. Of course, that's exactly what he's done. All of his fights in the UFC, other than the battle with Evan Tanner, were at 170.
It gives him a much better chance at getting back up. You know, against the elite wrestlers at 185, he just was having too hard of a time. Guys like Jocko Ray, Tim Kennedy, big, strong, powerful 185ers.
Koscheck really working for a third takedown here in the first round.
Well, this is an intelligent game plan for Koscheck because it does two things. One, it forces Robbie Lawler to fight Josh Koscheck's fight, and two, it wears Robbie Lawler's arms out a bit and makes his punching power diminish a bit.
Does work.
Because Robbie Lawler has some scary power.
On Saturday, March 16th, it's UFC 158 live on pay-per-view. George St. Pierre finally meets Nick Diaz. Carlos Condit battles Johnny Hendricks from Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Tickets are still available.
Nasty knee to the body by Lawler. And another one. And Lawler's on top here, sprawling, lands a punch. Let's see if he can get some distance. He's sneaking in an anaconda choke.
Trying to land some left hands to Koscheck's face.
Oh, big punch. Oh,
That hurt him, Joe. Looking to finish it. It is all over. Robbie Lawler, victorious in his UFC return.
wow. That's the kind of power that Robbie Lawler brings to the octagon.
Dana White just said he's back.
Josh Koscheck was protesting it a bit. Those are some big shots he got hit with, though, and we'll take a look at them again.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And this is the difference between a guy who's such a horrific striker like Robbie Lawler. I could see that being a premature stoppage. You see he hits him with the one right here. He stiffens him up. Josh is stuck up against the cage here. He's landing these bombs on him. But you know what? Josh is not out of it. I feel that was a bit premature. Herb Dean is one of the best referees, if not the best in the business, but I do believe that was a bit premature. His head's up. He's in control of his faculties. I disagree with it.
And so does Josh Koscheck. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 57 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Ruthless Robbie Lawler.
First UFC fight since 2004. It's a victory. Here's Joe.
I am here with the winner, Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Welcome back to the UFC. How's it feel?
Feels great. Thanks for having me, baby.
How does it feel to make the cut down to 170? Was that difficult at all for you?
It wasn't easy, but it wasn't difficult. I felt good tonight.
Well, you look fantastic. Let's take a look at the vicious ground and pound that caused referee Herb Dean to stop this fight. You got a bit of an opening, landed that hard left, and then these nasty right hands. Were you surprised at all when he stopped it?
No, I was raining down hard shots, and he was going to take a beating. He wasn't coming back.
Congratulations. It's a huge victory over a guy like Robbie Lawler. 170 where we're going to see you from now on?
Yes, sir. Thank you, fans. Thank you.
Welcome back, Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler, ladies and gentlemen.
In Robbie Lawler's first stint in the UFC, we had said he has a nasty habit of disposing of opposition in under 5 minutes. He does it tonight in his return in 3 minutes and 57 seconds.